Welcome everybody, my name is Paulo Menino. We're going to jump into game, well, I believe this is, let me double check this. I want to double check my sources here. This is going to be round number 3. This is going to be our first game in our best of 3 semifinals here. Going to be versus none other than the Purple Man at the top left. And Mr. Curry Sauce at the bottom right. That's offensive and kind of awkward. We're going to call him Curry. I will never mention sauce again. Mr. Curry, K-U-R-I, which probably has some really cool alternative meanings as opposed to the other Curry, C-U-R-R-Y. Both players know what they're facing up. Both players know that it's going to be a ZVP. Both players also know this is a 4-player map, a big map. We'll see how they want to play it out. Again, keep in mind, Purple, brand new guy, brand new story. No one knows his background. He joined. Okay, so here's how it worked. The tournament started. The tournament was going to start in like 5 minutes. Everyone's signing up and stuff. And then we had a few people who were like, hey, it's an in-house tournament. Can I join? And I was like, but it's an in-house tournament. They're like, okay, can I join? I was like, but it's in-house. And Purple was like, but can I still join? I was like, well, it's in the house. It's inside the house. And he was like, but can I join? It's like, but it's the house. The house it's in the tournament. It's inside the house. So we are going to see a scout going down. It is going to be the second position that Curry scouts. He's going to go counterclockwise. He's going to find his opponent. He's going to go right through the mineral line. Oh, what a dick. Just kidding. He's going to go through the mineral line. Most likely going to check that natural. He is going to see that there is no pool down yet. He hasn't really seen the pool yet. Not yet. Not like this. He is going to see the pool now. Doesn't see a super early pool, which is what he may be a little worried of. I think he was hanging out around that hatchery because he didn't want to see some lings popping out, ruining his day. And here we are going to see a Nexus first, about as greedy as David Kim wants you to be, on a base that includes your natural inside your main base. This is a very interesting map. David Kim has tried this black magic before. He will try it again. He sprinkles these maps in to the ladder every once in a while where the natural is actually connected to your main base and at the same time inaccessible by the opponent by any stretch of the imagination. Natural getting droned up. Overlord on his way around the world. This probe wants to see if we're going to see gasless 3 hatcheries going down, which means we get 3 hatcheries, we get no gas, and that hatchery goes down pretty fast around the 4-minute mark. It can go even sooner. It can go anywhere. It can go as soon as 4 minutes and 15 seconds to 5 minutes. Looks like 4 minutes and 30 seconds is going to be the wonderful mark, the wonderful time the Purple enjoys, as we still have no gases going down here. Double queens. I'm sure that these 2 queens made the hatchery a little later than it could have been, perhaps. No zealot out here to close this gap, but that's okay because lings running by the main wall is not an issue right now. We saw that 3rd hatch going down. These 2 lings going to make sure that no cannons go down behind the natural. He's quite sure about, behind the 3rd, he's quite sure about the natural. As that went up so fast. And this probe just going to try and stay out of trouble. This could, we'll see what he wants to do with this little guy, as it looks like he's pretty safe from these 2 lings catching him out across the map. Yeah, I hear that, Dark Luigi. Dark Luigi says, Curry wins or I blow up, Justin Bieber style. I added the style at the end. We do see a Stargate going down. If any of you guys know Korea, you know Koreans in PvZ love the Stargate. And a lot of foreigners don't, well, a lot of amateur foreigners don't quite understand. They're like, oh, it's not that good. But Koreans love it. They do it every PvZ, I swear. I dare you to find a match where a Korean PVZ is happening, and the Protoss doesn't get a Stargate to open up the game. The Stargate does one of two things. It makes it so that mutas don't look that awesome. They don't look that attainable. Also, they give you a complete scout of what your opponent is doing. Kuri fucked the world. That's a bad word. I instantly regretted saying it. So we are going to see, interestingly enough, he could have went for a Void Ray first, but we are going to see the Phoenix going down. Now the question here is, how fast is that robotics facility going to come down here? As we do have a very fast expansion going down for Protoss. We don't necessarily have to do a Forge first expand, which really has been the metagame since Wings of Liberty. Double gas is going down on the natural. Double gas is already down on the third. This is going to be a power play coming up from Purple. Purple with 3 safe hatcheries. He's got a plan. He's got a plan here. And with 16 lings coming out, I would not be surprised to see a Mutalisk building, a Spire going down, as this Zerg player wants to kind of sneak it. Now this is actually quite cute, and actually it shows that this guy is not messing around. This Overlord putting some creep spread over here, allowing this Spire to go a little more undetected than usual here. A few Spore Crawlers going down. The Spire is down. Double Evolution Chambers going down as well. Hydra Den going down. Right now, Purple is just covering all of his bases. Has about at least 2 powerful tech routes on its way. A lot of lings will be on the field, as they are. Now, one really important thing about this map is, do you notice anything about this map? Anything in particular? Just reference yourself to anything. 9 minute and 40-second third going down here. There's no watchtowers on this map. What does that mean? That means none of these players can get that extra watchtower vision to try and get some intel on when their opponent is moving out across the map, or when they're trying to be sneaky going around the corners of the map. There's no watchtowers here, so right now if we're clicking on both of these players, we really don't see very much vision. Right now we do see Purple spotting 4 Phoenixes. That's quite an investment. As we see the Colossus, a few Zealots, a lot of sentries defending this third here. Kuri turning his economy into 3 bases is going to make Purple feel like he needs to make something happen now. Fortunately, that Phoenix doesn't get caught off, taking out one of the Vespasian guys. And the hope here is that Purple doesn't notice that he's missing 2 guys on gas, and hopefully that hurts him in the long run. And it looks like he hasn't noticed it quite yet. Hydra's here to defend against the Phoenix harassment. I imagine he's only going to make as many Hydras as he needs to defend a little bit against the harassment. We do see a lot of Hydras coming out here. I think right now Purple is thinking that he's going to see a lot of gateway units. Perhaps Immortals, perhaps Gateways, and it looks like he is going to be right here. As right now we just have Gateway units as well as an Immortal here on the background. The first Colossus popping out here is going to be just in time. This is going to be a little bit of a hard battle. These force fields, he's got a lot of ground to cover here. Look at how big this choke is, but it's not as small as it could be. I've seen bigger chokes. That's what she said. I'm not sure what that means. Also, this choke is just makes it 10 times harder. If this Zerg wants to do a little prong attack here, that's way too much ground for these force fields to cover. These poor little sentries need a lot more energy. You'll see a lot of these pro gamers, they get no more than 6 sentries, and that's the way to go, because once they have full energy, you got something like 15 force fields in the bank here, and really only Hydras here. Going forward here, some nice, cute micro with the Colossus. The Colossus not going down, a lot more force fields in the bank. And this little poke here from Purple going to be pushed away. Purple doesn't know, is well aware that this third is going down. And this 4th hatchery is planted. The gas is taken immediately. And right now, Purple right on par with Kuri right now as far as it goes with economy and production. Purple is in a wonderful place right now. This army pushing forward, but of course, Purple doesn't really know that. per se. He doesn't have overlords on the field all around here. And of course, who would? They would just get picked off. He doesn't have... There's no watchtowers to see it. Both these players are going to be a little bit in the dark when it comes to their opponent moving out across the field, unless they want to sacrifice a unit or two to get that information for themselves. Some stalkers on the ground, 2 Colossus, a few Phoenixes, 1 Immortal in the background. Going to be too slow for everyone. And it looks like we are getting quite a commitment coming down here to take out this 3rd hatchery. Only a little small handful of Hydras here. Those force fields is going to keep those Hydras from attacking anything. Few roaches here. And it looks like he has more than enough firepower. We have more than enough sentries. We got more than enough force fields. And Kuri's gonna take game number 1 of the